What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a match reaction. Welcome back to an L against Inter. Not that much unexpected, I guess, but it was unexpected in the way it ended. I think, I don't know, what is it? 4 points with a game in hand against Atalanta. That will be 7 really quickly. We're not in a title race now. Like, against that Inter, you're not, the way we play, you're just not going to win a title. The approach in that first half was disgusting. The fact that that's actually acceptable at this club is insane. Not saying you guys are accepting it, but a large part thinks this is acceptable because they will put it on all the players are not good enough. But the approach, the mindset, the way we set up is just disgusting in that first half, and that's where you lose that game, period. Because in the second half, you got away with a lot of shit, but in the first half, you already threw that game away, and it is what it is, I guess. Everybody who had some hope, I think that's over, I guess. Or anyone who had some false hope, I think that's completely done, because I think you can see which team is going to win the title this year and which one is absolutely not going to win it. And the worst part is Inter never really went for it, and they didn't need to do that, because we offered zero and we made enough mistakes for them to kill off the game, but they didn't, because Bremer was good and Chesney saved our ass. Other than that, it would have been it would have been a beating. It could have been 3-4-0 if it wasn't for Bremer or Chesney. They could have absolutely spanked us today. But somehow, some way, that will be flipped after the game. I'm very interested to see what Allegri is going to say, but he will spin that shit. He will absolutely spin that. And I don't even know how he's going to do that, but he will find a way. But before we get into it, like the video, hit that like button. At least do that today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, man, let's jump straight into the reaction. We need to talk about that first half, because that was painful to watch. That was absolutely disgusting to watch, And the funny thing is, at halftime, the talking point was Dusan Vlahovic first touch. As of not, any top player has a bad first touch in a box. These things happen. However, that was a topic, and not DiMarco bad first touch, DiMarco's bad first touch, or Thuram forgetting that Bremer is actually there to defend. That has all been forgotten, and it's about Vlahovic. And then you have that second half, and nobody's talking about that Vlahovic first touch, because you know why? Inter were the better team. Inter wanted to win that game. We never went for it. Absolutely never. That first half was set up to keep it close, and Inter wasn't really that good. But we were absolutely garbage. We were setting so deep. I felt for Yildiz and Vlahovic in that first half. That was Vlahovic was losing composure. Credit to Yildiz for not losing composing, losing his they were just fighting against each other at one point, because it was difficult. It was hoofing that ball up, and hopefully you make it stick, and hopefully we can go from there. That was no intention to win that game in the first half. That was no intention to go for a title. And you can see it, an idiot goal at the end of the day, but that goal was just coming. It was a matter of time. That goal was coming. Let not fool yourself. We were never keeping in clean sheet today. The second half, they didn't even step forward. We made some mistakes, but if needed, they could have just killed us off. But they didn't, because they knew we were not causing them any threat. Sommer had absolutely nothing to do. And that's what I kept saying when we were winning game. It's not good enough. You're not going to compete like this. Long term, all the points. I'm like, good, the points. But long term, the improvement in this team is not good enough to compete. You cannot build on this. Because at one point it stops. And it stops against Inter. And it stopped last season against Napoli. It's not good enough. And people will talk about, but the players and all this. Who plays these guys? Rabiot was dog shit. He was awful. But he will get away with it, because his name is not Miretti, or he's not 20 years old. He will get away with it. If that was Miretti putting in a Rabiot performance, he would have stopped him off at halftime. But it's Rabiot, and he let him on for 90 minutes, and he was stinking out the place for 90 freaking minutes, and he kept him on. A good thing that myth that we don't lose with Rabiot is out of the window now, because it was never about Rabiot. He was garbage. But he sits there and he thinks that's good enough. He looks at Kostic and he's like, I will let you play a lot. I don't know, 70 minutes? Ridiculous. And then he pulls off Yildiz. We are chasing a game. The season is on the line. I don't care what Giuntoli and Allegri has to say. It's still many games whatsoever. The season is on the line. You need to go for it. And he pulls off Yildiz for Chiesa. It's like for like. That Yildiz was not the issue. The approach was the issue. He puts Chiesa in. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Nothing changed. And I'm not saying Yildiz is better or Chiesa is better, but it's the approach. It's the approach to the game, and you just make like-for-like subs. Instead of doing something different and let them three play and pull Kostic and put Inter in some trouble because they never saw them. Nobody saw all three of them play, and make them think, make them question themselves, do something different. But he doesn't do that. He keeps it safe. At the end, he brings on Alexandro. For what? And Miretti for 3-4 minutes? Like, what is the freaking point? Like, what is actually the point? And the funny thing is, Junior was coming on, actually, and he pulled him back. Not that he should have brought Junior in for 5 minutes, because that was pointless as well. But, like, he's a coward. The way we play, it's coward football. It's not winning football. It's coward football. It's just doing enough to stick around and flow around. But against these better teams, it's not good enough. Do they have more quality? Yes. But I've watched Verona play at Inter, and they gave Inter a better game because they played without fear. They just went for it. They had nothing to lose. When it was 1-0, we had nothing to lose. You're going to lose that game. If you lose a 2-0 or 3-0, you're going to lose that game. And he still doesn't make a change to the system, to the idea. Not likes for likes, because that's what he does. And here we are. You know, I don't know, what is it? Just February? I had very little belief in the title, but I think today was very clear that you're not going to win it like this. It's impossible to win it like this. It's just impossible. Or you grow a pair and you actually go for it in certain situations, because we will go to Napoli or Milan will come and we will go to Roma and Lazio and we will not win these games. They're worse teams than Inter, but we will not win those games with that approach. It's just not going to happen. At this moment in time, we just need to hope Inter have an epic collapse, because we are not going to top them. We will drop points. That was embarrassing. The second half, you might say we went for it. Not really. Like, Inter gave us the ball and we were just clueless with it. We had no chance. We had no shot. Someone had absolutely nothing to do. Some scuffs here and there. Like, those are not chances. Inter messed up clear-cut chances. Chesney saved us twice. Thuram messed up an easy sitter, like an easy layoff. Like, they missed chances. They were toying with us up front. They were not focused because we were not good enough and we were never putting them to the sword. But here we are in February, and everything I said while we was winning, I was like, I'll take the points, but this is not good enough. You're not going to beat these teams like this. It's impossible. At one point, the reality will face you that you need to do more. But we can't. We absolutely cannot, because that's who we are and that's how we will be until the end. And that's what it is. So we lost that game. I'm actually not sure if I want to do player rings from tomorrow. Let me know in the comments if I need to do one. Because I have actually no idea anymore. Like, I have absolutely no idea. This is just unacceptable. The way you approach a game and you lose against Inter. Like, I can accept a loss. I can accept a loss because it's football. But if you approach games like that, then I will never accept that and I will call that out. But it is what it is, I guess. That's my reaction. Let me know in the comments what you make of it. Like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.